Hi everybody, welcome and/or welcome back to my channel. My name is Leah Catherine and this is Leah Sees Movies. Obviously in a different location, kind of wish I could keep it. I think the gold looks nice. But more importantly, we are back with Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Obviously when we left off last week, we had the return of Ao of Dora Milaje fame, hopefully to kick Zemo and maybe Bucky's ass for being a bit goofy. Well, Bucky for being goofy, Zemo for being an international terrorist. I'm really hoping A, to see that, and B, to see Sam get to take a little bit more center stage. In the first episode he had an arc, in the second episode he kind of just seemed like a vessel for experiencing racism, and in the third episode he was a funny sidekick, which he shouldn't be in his own show. So I'm hoping this episode he gets, and this episode and 5 and 6, we get to see him move forward, because I really don't want it to end with him taking the shield and it's like, hey, your future Captain America is a guy who doesn't know to put his phone on silent. That would suck. So I'm hoping this episode gives us a little bit more than that, and I'm really excited to get started. So on that note, Carly officially going dark side and blowing up, well, dark side, but she did kill a bunch of people. Seems like an unpopular choice.
We bet on someone who's got a better hand.
I really like Hoskins. Like, he doesn't have that much to do, but like the actor is very charming and he seems like a mostly nice guy. He just needs a friend who's not an asshole.
Sharon?
Ooh, and more Sharon. I really want more Sharon. Sharon was wonderful last episode. Wakanda. Oh. Are we gonna see other Wakandans? And my other Wakandan? 6 years ago. Oh, are they gonna try to activate him to see what happens? Yeah. Also, Florence Kasuba, just the presence she has. Okay, Sebastian's doing his little thing here. Okay. He's a very good angry crier. Oh no! He's okay though. Oh my god! I didn't expect them to come out swinging like this. By swinging I mean like emotionally. I expected physical swinging. She should even more beat his ass for that. All that work and then you free Zemo? Oh. Beat him up. Do it.
Time, will, and resources. The Winter Soldier programming was removed from me like a rotten fur. 8 hours for 12.
That's it? No. Oh, come on. Could they not have her on set for longer than that? That's it? Just, oh, he's a means to an end. Okay, sure. I mean, yeah, you'll comfort him eventually, but like, can we get some kind of plan? Like, no, when I get what I need, like, I'll call you, come pick him up. Nothing a little bit more substantial than that may or may not have happened.
Bomb the GRC supply. What? What's the damage? 11 injured, 3 dead.
That's it? Way more people should have died. Why is he in a room?
You're seeing something in her that isn't there. You're clouded by it. She's a supremacist, become a superhuman. Cannot be separated from supremacist ideals. Anyone with that serum is inherently on that path.
Also, I love that he's just like, anyone with the serum is dirty, a supremacist, they're corrupt. Hi, Bucky.
Who was your teacher? When I was a kid, my aunt passed away.
I strongly relate to that. I don't say auntie either.
The GRC formally began drafting legislation known as the Patch Act, which would seek to restore traditional border regulations.
Okay, so like there aren't traditional borders. Because the whole first episode was like, oh, blah, 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 Libyan airspace. So there's like a strongly defined border. But here it's saying that like they're fast tracking the return to borders. So it's still kind of loosey-goosey.
You heard of Don't Leave a Gun?
No. Sorry.
Oh, ooh, yeah. They're all leaving the room. That's generally a bad sign. Yep. Oh, he's just like, Flag Smashers? Okay, I'll just keep walking in, I guess. Like, I appreciate coming in to learn a bit more, but that seems unsafe.
We're not refugees, so we have nothing to seek refuge from. We're internationally displaced persons. For what it's worth, we don't trust outsiders.
Well, what's your name? Maybe I can make a call.
I know.
Sam is doing a lot of like, I can make a call. You can't even get a bank loan, bro. Like, I love the spirit, I really do. But Zemo continuing to be super creepy. This is giving big like Varys the Spider vibes of like, ah, feed the little birds and they'll tell you what you need to know. Is Turkish delight only used to lure in children for some nefarious deeds?
Do you know where her funeral will be?
So I guess these kids never got the men with candy speech that the rest of us got in first grade.
The hell is he doing?
Y'all are terrible spies, like, and not just spies, just like information gatherers.
Donya's elements.
Also, you can't at least mic Zemo up or something, so you're like, I don't want you saying anything I can't hear. This seems just like I didn't have to think about that for very long and I came up with that idea. Why would you not come up with that as a spy and or superhero and or Avenger who broke a dude out of prison?
For 5 years, people have been welcomed into countries that have kept them out using one. It wasn't just one community coming together, it was the entire world.
See, this is what I was asking for. But they didn't establish this.
She's different. She's not motivated by the same things.
Like, they're just kind of stating it as a fact in episode 4, not having shown it, even with Carly and the Flag Smashers.
Take it easy. Don't engage him. He's just going to extort you into that stupid head too thing.
You went, Let me straighten this up real quick. Gotta get my posture right.
So you don't want to go into this blind.
Sharon.
All right, so she's just casually walking through Madripoor. She seems to wield a lot of influence.
I may not have access to a satellite or two. Let me see what I can do.
A satellite or two? Or an art smuggler?
Don't apologize. Just find Carly.
All those Sharon is actually the power broker theories. I mean, they hold some water, at least, from the way it's set up. The rest
Do you
of
think
it.
I'm making a mistake? Making more of this?
I was a kid.
Like, I get obviously the advantage of having more super soldiers, but like, because once everyone's taken the serum, there can't really be people after you for the serum, but they can still be after you to kidnap you, take your blood, and experiment on you, which is not fun.
That shield is a monument to a bygone era. A reminder of all the people history just left out. If anything, that shield should be destroyed.
So I was saying how I was like, maybe there's gonna be some split between the Flag Smashers about, you know, the use of deadly violence, but it seems like maybe not. They kind of seem like they're just rolling with it.
The closest to her died. She's vulnerable. If there's any time to reason with her, it's now. No, wait, no, stop, hold on, stop.
I like that John Walker just is really aggrieved. Like, he's just like, this is really inconvenient for me, guys. Like, I don't appreciate that you broke that guy out of prison, and
You're gonna let your partner walk into a room with a super soldier alone.
He's dealt with worse. And he's not my partner.
aw, Bucky, look at that support. Bro, this is like straight from like the most recent comic, by the way, the Falcon and Winter Soldier comic. Sam just like continuously being like, hey, I think someone I love joined Hydra, but I'm gonna come find her anyway. Spoiler alert for that comic. It's good, it's only 5 issues.
You got 10 minutes. And we're doing things my way.
Okay, John, you're really in charge here.
Like a lot of you here, Mama Donya saved me. She clothed me, fed me, loved me.
She's like, oh God, they're invading. It's just him, don't worry. Well, I mean, John Walker's here, so like they're gonna invade soon, but for now.
But the struggle is what brings us all together. People who have nothing in common. For we are, after all, simply one world and one people. So live accordingly.
Erin Kellyman's a great actress. Like, I know she bombed a building, but I'm like, she's making good points. I want her to continue to corner the market on like youngish looking, slightly above teen revolutionaries working for a better world, galaxy, universe, etc.
I came alone.
Ish.
Just want to talk.
Bold of you. So you want me to stop because people are getting hurt, right? Sam,
What if I'm making the world a better place?
It's not a better place if you're killing people. It's just different.
I mean, Thanos killed people in the world.
Or just hopelessly optimistic?
Arguably got a little better. Like, past all the tragedy and grief and stuff. I mean, according to the show, I'm not advocating for killing half the planet.
10 minutes, John, just a tight.
Don't do that. Don't patronize me.
Don't patronize me. He's really flipping. Like, he does not do well under pressure at all. How did this man do so well in war situations?
All really easy for you, isn't it? All that serum running through your veins.
It's more like 70 years of trauma, but thanks.
Do you really want his blood on your hands?
Come on, Bucky, don't fall for that. What happened till he's handled worse?
You're killing innocent people.
They're not innocent. They're roadblocks in my journey, and I'd kill them again if I had to. No, I didn't mean it like that. You tricked me into sounding like...
Like what?
This is exactly what I wanted for Sam. I kind of want to see him kick ass too, but like, just, he's smart and empathetic and he's communicating well. This is good.
I agree with your fight. I just can't get with the way you're fighting it. And I'm sure she wouldn't either.
Actually, Mama Donia, she could scrap. You have no idea.
So this is what that was?
No, Carly,
Tricking
wait.
me until your backup arrived.
No, I think we had enough time to talk.
You were not
Why don't you
simple.
Okay, Bucky, you could have handled that. So that's on you. This whole situation is on Bucky. I don't even care. That wasn't John Walker. He could have stopped him and Hoskins easily. And Zemo's gone. But seriously, they only handcuffed one. What? He was Spec Ops. Isn't that like #1? How to get out of handcuffs? I'm gonna be holding this grudge against Bucky for a little bit because all he had to do was stop John and Lamar. That's it. They were acting like they were making progress. Oh! Well, at least you can count on Zemo to be consistent with his behavior and rationale. 1, where are the Dora? Because there's no way they aren't tailing Zemo around the city. 2, like when they saw him break free, they should have been like, none of that. Also, okay. So that's one way to deal with the rest of the serum. Oh! If there's one left, John's gonna take it. Cause that dude's manic energy needs superpowers. Everyone's like, my superpower is my raging insecurity.
What did we miss?
How did he get here faster than the super soldier? Last episode was like Sam's kind of dumb, and then this episode's like Bucky's kind of useless.
No way that we can deal with Sam without getting involved in a direct fight.
Yeah. How do you propose we did that?
We set them against each other.
And then we kill Captain America.
Seems like a win-win to me. They were like,
You've taken it.
No.
No hesitation. That's impressive. And we cannot allow that she and her acolytes
we cannot allow.
another affection of God's amongst real people. Super soldiers.
He's definitely trying to get like that moral alignment with Sam.
What about Bucky?
No, he absolutely wants to kill Bucky too. Like, I don't know why you thought that was a trump card. He's like, Bucky's useful for now, but do not worry, I got a plan for that.
Shouldn't have given him the shield.
I didn't give him the shield.
Well, Steve definitely didn't.
Bro, who asked you?
Where do you want the rest of this conversation to go, Sam? Huh? Should I put down the shield?
Who are you talking to? Hello.
Listen to us now.
Hi, John Walker.
No one
Captain
cares.
America.
Do it. Do the line. Do the line. Ah.
Let's put down the pointy sticks, and we can talk this through, huh? Look, I think we got off on the wrong foot.
Who are you touching? Right into the pointy stick.
Looking strong, John.
Bucky,
How just get away. Come on now. Ooh, the accuracy. I would give this anyone who can, there we go. Who do you think you're fighting? Like, if there's anyone who can go against a vibranium arm, it's, I don't know how that's pronounced, but it's gonna be a freaking Dora of Wakanda. Like, a little too big for your britches, sir.
He's gone. Leave it.
Want to hear some more about the pointy sticks? That kickflip was just for the vibe. Good for her.
Did you know they could do that?
No. You're right, man.
I got beat up by 2 black women with sticks.
Warrior super soldier.
I mean, they kind of are. Wow, that ruined his whole day. We need to call Dr. Rayner back. We gotta schedule a session. This put him on his ass. He was not emotionally prepared for that. He's just gonna be laying in bed like 2 bald women with sticks. It didn't even look like they tried that hard.
If you had the chance to take the serum, would you do it?
Hells yeah. Power just makes a person
More of who they are.
more themselves, right?
So the idea is I'm a very good person, so I'm not worried about it. Exactly. Everyone thinks they're Steve. But what if you're the Red Skull?
We both know that the things that we had to do in Afghanistan to be awarded those medals felt a long way from being right. Being Cap's the first time I've had the chance to do something that actually feels right.
Well, I'm happy he seems at least self-aware about his likely war crimes. Like, I don't know that he committed a war crime, but like, he has the vibe. I'm enjoying this episode so much more than last week. Like, last week was fun, I liked it, but like, the character moments were good, the action. Why do you have Sarah's number? How?
I'm trying to figure out if I need to kill your brother.
Oh, fun.
I thought I'd be interesting. Turns out he's working for your new Captain America.
I didn't choose him.
Who would you have chosen instead?
My world doesn't matter to America. So why should I care about its mascot?
You
Instead
know
of
who
meeting
you are?
Sam here, I can always
I'll meet you.
And AJ and Lil Cass there.
I just got literal like chills. The music. This is why Clint had that farm.
Carly called Sarah. She threatened my nephews. She said, come along.
I'm coming with you.
He did actually come alone the last time. Well, ish, but there's only a certain level of alone you can be after you threaten my nephews.
That's how we gonna play this?
Sam, I would never hurt her. I just wanted to understand you better. I was gonna ask you to join me. Or do the world a favor and let me go.
She got that mask on fast. All I want is Sam carrying Bucky. When are we getting it? It has to happen at some point. Okay, that was very dramatic. Do you guys not have like ear thingies? Like, even if Lamar got taken, wouldn't it be like, ah? And that's kind of a hint. I guess there wasn't enough time for an ah.
Time up.
No. But he was at least making sounds. Like, I guess you have to like hit the little button, but you can't hear each other? It seems like a waste of equipment. Seems like an important thing to have. Damn. How do you throw the shield so hard it cuts through concrete with human strength? Like vibranium or no? In fact, shouldn't it bounce? Because isn't the whole thing that the shield always bounced from place to place? Or is that just an example of like how he can't throw it properly yet because he's not getting like a proper rebound? How did he kick him that hard? Oh, or did he already take it? Oh, yes, he already took the serum. Yep. I didn't need to see the pipe. I got it beforehand. That's how he threw it so hard that it went through the concrete, is because, again, barely by seconds, but before the official confirmation that he had taken it, I figured it out. I will say this. John does seem to have a genuine, like, that is your partner. You do what you have to protect them. Because when Sam was talking to Carly, he kept being like, Bucky, your partner's in there. Do you want that blood on your, you know, on your hands? So like, I do think that means a lot to him. But like, whoever you take to battle with you, like, you will do any and everything to protect them.
Stay there.
I don't know if it was the time to tell a clearly unconscious man not to move, but I like the drama of it. See, when they're tied up, they're like, oh, I'm gonna escape from being tied up. But when they tie up Zemo, they're like, I'm sure that'll hold him. Goofy. I like that. I like working the wingsuit into his fighting style. Oh! Are they gonna kill him? Oh. Yeah, that felt very spiny.
One more.
Damn. Even though, like, oh, yeah, actually, the bombing was intentional, but that one, oh, I didn't know my own strength. Oh, so this is gonna be his, like, the thing that makes him snap. Oh, maybe, damn, okay, sir, maybe don't kill someone in the middle of the street.
It wasn't me.
Oh! Oh! Oh, brutal! Remember when you're watching Civil War and you're like, damn, is he about to like decapitate Iron Man with that shield? Steve wouldn't, but wow. So I'm assuming the government's gonna be like, can we get that shield back? Actually, we don't need this kind of press. This is not. Oh, with the blood. Oh. Oh. I actually think this is my favorite episode. I have to think about that statement, but so far, I think this is my favorite. I mean, Bucky was kind of dumb, but overall, Nolan was fully dumb. Zemo was cool. Then he made a tasteful exit, which was necessary. There was enough of him. We're getting a little bit more hints of Sharon. Sam got to be smart and empathetic and relatable, and he's a family, and he made a genuine effort to speak to the enemy, which again, it very much looked like if you read the Falcon and Winter Soldier comic that came out last year, where he was just like, hey, I think someone I know joined Hydra, and everything logical says this person is gone, don't worry about it. It's still like, no, this place still has a purpose. They're a good person. I don't know what led them down this path, but I know we can redeem them. We can give them this other chance. So I really like that, and I love that we got more screen time with him. We got the fight scenes were great. I'm not entirely glad they fridged Lamar, because I think I even said at the beginning of this video, I was like, I actually really like Lamar. He seems really nice. He seems like maybe bad taste in friends, but he seems like a good dude. Oh my God. Oh, that's a nasty way to die, and an even nastier way. I think at least a spinal injury might be quick, you know, snap, snap. That dude got bludgeoned. Normally I try to like, okay, let's go through the episode. And I'm just like, I can't get over that ending. And just that final shot, well, Kari, like cinematographer, I don't know your name, I'm sorry, but ooh, that felt wrong. Like, we were all saying like, oh, it feels so wrong, this random dude with the shield, but the bottom of the shield just covered in blood like that. Ah. So the beginning, we get back with Io, who's basically like, hey, he's our property and we will come back to reclaim him. Fine, you have a means to an end, I'll set you a time. Then they just kind of come back and say, hey, the Dora are somewhere watching us at all times. Just know that. But we got the funeral scene. We got to get a little bit more about from Carly. That speech was very nice. We see where she's coming from. I like that we had Sam also. Weirdly, I think Sam did a better job of pitching why they're doing what they're doing than the actual Flag Smashers have. Because while we've seen them and been like, oh, they seem like nice people, and we see that they care about feeding children and all that, they haven't had a very like, which I guess would have been really like exposition-y if it had just been like, when the blip happened, everyone came together as a community, and then this, but like, so it was all just, you know, meant to be inferred, but having someone actually spell it out was very helpful for me. I almost wish that they had elaborated on the concept of like, oh, the Patch Act is supposed to, you know, re-firm up borders that have been kind of, you know, free travel-y since the blip, because what exactly does that mean? We know Libya had, so is it like we knew Libya had hard borders, but maybe other countries doesn't? I mean, hell, the concept of the EU is a pretty soft border. So was it kind of like, all right, continental Europeans at this point, you go where you go, we need labor. You know, if you live in Latvia and you go to somewhere else, like, and now you're in Spain, who cares? Just if you can do this job, we'll take you. So like, that makes sense. I mean, the labor would need to go where the jobs are and vice versa. Like, if maybe there had been, was there a shot of a map in the show? I don't know, maybe there was and I missed it, but that would have been super helpful, even just as like a visual clue, if we had seen like a map and it looked a lot more just like big. This is Europe, generally. Go where you go. Yes, this used to be Portugal, but like, like that, I feel like that would have been helpful, but I guess maintaining the illusion of maps would still be helpful or something. Sam was so much better this episode. He got to be treated like a lead. He got, this is good. I really liked it. I feel like I've already repeated why I liked it, but especially after last episode where I was just like, what is happening? And he looks like a dork. What's going on here? I really like that he got to take center stage, at least, as the kind of de facto leader. Like, he was making the choices here. He had a much stronger plan of like how to handle the situation. We know how Zemo wants to handle the situation. Bucky's kind of like, the serum is bad, we have to stop them, but he doesn't have any like hard goals. He has like a vibe. So I like that Sam was like, okay, like obviously even if we have to arrest her, like we have to stop the plan, like let's hear her out. How can we meet them in the middle? How can we stop them from like heading towards the violence but still meeting their needs? So yeah, I just really enjoyed that. Bucky, like I said, was a little goofy. He did some things where I was just like, that doesn't make any sense. I don't like that he let John and Lamar in when Sam and Carly were talking before the 10 minutes. Because I mean, it's sweet that John managed to get in his head with the whole like, well, if your partner, like, do you want his blood on your, oh, do you want your partner's blood on your hands? Oh God, that's so cruel. He was all saying that to Bucky about Sam and they're barely friends. And he literally got his partner's blood on his hands. Oh no. But again, it's sweet that Bucky apparently fell for that and was like, yeah, you're right, let's go see what's going on. But he ruined it. So Carly clearly still has some trust for Sam because she still reached out to him, and even the other flag smashers were like, you have to kill all of them, like maybe even Sam. And she's like, oh, but we vibe, like he seems cool. So I don't know. That was dumb. We could have really built on that. They could have built a stronger rapport. Obviously, she was never gonna let herself be taken in easily, and she's not going to like change her plans. But I do think she does not want to be a murderer, because even saying it out loud is that thing of like, I kill him again. Oh, okay, well, I didn't mean it like that. I was like, maybe you did, but like the fact that it doesn't even sound right. Like, you can't be like, Zemo was like, I will murder every single one of them and I will feel great about it. Whereas even if she's like, okay, I'll remove it, but then I'll feel bad about it after, and we'll have to have this whole mental cycle. But then we did see when she killed only 3 people, which was, she killed way more people than that. She was kind of like, this is the only message they learned. So I feel like she's also walking that tightrope of like, can I be a merciless killer? Can I really not care about the people I hurt? Or are they all just a means to an end? I do feel like there's a lot of episodes of like, cause Zemo was trying to like definitely get in Sam's head. Yeah, me and you, we're different. We're not super soldiers. We're like everyone else. We have to protect people. And it's like, okay, well, what about Bucky? It's like, well, we didn't see him answer that, but we know what his answer would be. So I like that we're seeing a little bit more of him trying to ingratiate himself and get in Sam's head. It just felt like everyone really respected him this episode. Carly was great. This was a good-ish episode for John, as far as like really seeing him unravel. Like the fact that this whole series is only 6 episodes means it is a little bit compressed. It reminded me a lot, and I kind of always assumed it would, of Nuke from Jessica Jones season 2. Yeah, Jessica Jones season 2 is Nuke, I think, with the like red and the white pills or whatever, and it's like, this is the upper, this is the downer, and if you don't take enough downers, you go like feral. So we saw his like, gotta get Carly, get it, like, but it's like, it wasn't even in a cool way. I'm like, I don't trust this man to lead a mission. This guy's not going to space. He's just like, hi, I'm Captain America, you have to listen to me. Like, I can't respect this man. Because he's just rolling around Lafayette like, guys, why did you break him out of prison? You're making me look bad. But in a way, that kind of pathetic desperation to like look good, even if it is rooted in a genuine desire to do good, his temperament does not seem well suited to stressful situations. It seems like his temperament is suited to, okay, if I have to do it, I'll kill everyone in this room, I don't even care. And then, of course, if you kill the right people in a room, then someone will pin an award on your chest and call you a hero. But it seems like his kind of anxiousness worked out for him in a military situation, but in any situation where it's like, maybe let's calm down, think about it, weigh our options, not your dude, not your guy. So he took the serum because he felt weak after the Dora kicked his ass. I didn't get to that, but oh, that was so soothing. Literally everything I wanted. They kicked his ass. They said, I don't care who you are. He tried to get smart talking about, let's put down the pointy sticks. And Bucky got a little slap drop from being Goofy, which is exactly what I wanted. In this case, being Goofy was like saving John's life or whatever. But also for breaking Zemo out of jail, I'm considering this like back pay on previous goofiness. And whatever, arm falls off. And he's just like, oh, I didn't know they could do that. One, she did say in that flashback, which was very affecting, good job, Sebastian, that I'm not gonna let you hurt anyone. A, because she's a badass, but also, vibranium, Wakandans and vibranium, it's kind of the thing. It stands to reason they would have some kind of extra protection, extra knowledge that could be used against your vibranium arm. Doy. I feel like at the end of last episode, I wasn't really sure where the show was going. Like I couldn't, I mean, I had an idea where the action beats were going, but as far as the like political kind of subtext to it, as far as the question of like who's finally gonna get the shield at the end, we know Sam gets the shield because we've seen it in the trailers, but his hesitance about it and everything, it didn't really, it wasn't clicking for me. Like I couldn't clearly see how we're gonna get him wielding the shield at the end of the show. Which, granted, Marvel tricks us with trailers. It's totally possible they CG'd in the shield into shots where he doesn't have the shield and Sam doesn't actually get the shield until like the last 2 minutes of the last episode. But now, having seen the ending of this episode, I think we can all safely assume the government is gonna be like, yoink! We gave this dude the shield, we thought he could handle it, and literally, how many days has it been? Maybe 2 weeks later, he brutally murdered a man in a public square with the symbol of the ideal of America we would like to project. My God. Like, that dude is not I mean, it's America, but if we care about anything, we care about PR. There's no way he's being allowed to keep that. Does that translate to Sam being immediately given the shield? No. Because I feel like, if anything, they're gonna go, well, we gave a guy the shield the first time, and we were really confident about our choice, and that ended badly, so let's just put, we're actually gonna put it in the Smithsonian this time. We know we lied about it before, but like, now that we've given it to this dude and it did not work out, we're like super serious about maintaining art. Oh my God, all those toys they printed, what a waste of money. A lot of dolls are gonna get thrown out that day. But, I mean, well, I'm saying a lot of dolls are gonna get thrown out that day, but it's also equally possible that they're gonna be like, did you see Captain America stop a terrorist? Did you see it? This was like Bin Laden. Like, remember how everyone was like, oh my God, SEAL Team set. Like, it's gonna be great. Like, it's, you know what? Actually, maybe I'm thinking too highly of America as a concept. Because I'm really like, oh, they're gonna like take the shield away. But it's entirely possible they're gonna just be like, this is a hero at work. So Lamar Hoskins, aka Battlestar, aka a hero of this country, was murdered by a flag smasher, and with righteous vengeance, Captain America got rid of the culprit, who isn't actually the culprit. He's not the one who did it. So, oh, I just made myself sad. I wasn't cynical for 2 whole minutes, and now I'm remembering that the world can be bad. Oh, darn it. That's an equally plausible continuation next episode. I guess we'll see. That Sharon is probably the power broker. I feel like it would make sense if also just to avoid what I was saying last episode of like, don't do the Fire Lord Ozai thing for too long, because what if it doesn't work out and he's not a good villain, or not an exciting villain, or we're just like, oh, okay, it was just this dude all the time. It's just Giancarlo. That'd be the only way they can say that he says absolutely nothing, but you're like, it's not Giancarlo Esposito on cutscene. Okay, he's the power broker, and you would just believe it. It's just the same character from The Boys. But yeah, aside from a Giancarlo cameo that I've just decided I wanted, Sharon seems like just to have one less mystery, one less unknown, because like that just gives them a lot to have to wrap up in the next 2 episodes. I feel like Sharon being the power broker just kind of like solves that, and we can go like, fair enough. But then then you'd have to ask why Sharon is, you know, paying insane amounts of money to create the super soldier serum. Even if she just wants to become a hustler and become like the ruler of Madripoor, that doesn't seem to align with her interest that we've seen of her so far. But that's the thing, we don't actually know that much about her, so we don't know. Why would she want to create the super soldier serum? I can't think of why, but I also can't think of why not, because we just assume she's on team no serum because they were her friend, and then she made out with Steve once, but we don't know that. We don't know this new woman. Ooh. Talked about poor Fridge Lamar. Rest in peace, Battlestar. That's not funny. that was sad. I was very happy to see Sarah again, even if it's just for a second. I hate that it's, you know, to be threatened. That's not awesome. But I'm happy that we still get to see her, that she still gets to remain involved in the show to some degree, if only as the emotional tether for Sam to reality, but also to give him this other connection to Carly of like, I have loved ones. I'm not some old super soldier who has no connections to the reality and the people. Not just I have a family, I'm a person, but I have a family who is literally going through the same shit you're going through. Like, we felt abandoned. Like, was it Sarah's line? The government doesn't care about like my world, so like I'm not gonna care about their mascot. Like, just excellent, girl. Say that. We also get those trailer shots with Bucky meeting Sarah for the first time. So do they go back home in the next episode? But if so, that's a little wild. Like, we ran into Carly, Captain America, US agent. US agent is juiced up. He just murdered a man in public. Lamar, like, that'd be crazy if after that I was like, so like, wanna come home with me? Like, we can go get some, I mean, it would make sense though to be like, wanna come home with me to go like, protect my sister, make sure she's in a safe house or something. But in the trailer, they're not in a safe house, they're having a jolly good time on the docks. So that, like, it wasn't giving on the run. So I really don't know what, like, I don't even have any good theories yet for like how the next 2 episodes are gonna play out. I have theories. I just don't have any that I'm like, I think this is the most likely, this is possible. I'm just kind of like, any of these could happen, and we've seen enough seeds for all of them, but not enough for me to say things like, hell yeah, next episode, John Walker gets the shield taken away, and then Sam gets it and they feel really bad about it, and like Hayward's dad, who's what I'm calling that guy who gave the shield away, because like, who cares, is gonna give Sam the shield and be like, oof, embarrassing. And then Isaiah Bradley, which also, Isaiah Bradley, we have to circle back to that. We have to circle back to him. Like, you can't drop that and then leave it. So when is Isaiah coming back? Are we gonna like come to terms with that. If they, ooh, wait a minute. If they do take the shield from US Agent and try to give it to Sam to be like, ooh, embarrassing, is he gonna be like, actually, do you remember this Isaiah Bradley guy? Do you remember Captain America? Do you remember how you imprisoned him for 30 years and experimented on him? Do you remember that shit? Because I do. And then it's just like, screw y'all. But I just need Isaiah to come back in some format, and I especially want Sam to have to, we saw Sam have to deal with it, but I want him to take people to task. So, I guess we'll see, obviously, and plus I want a little bit more time with Eli, because like we saw him, and I guess like maybe not, the point of the show isn't to set up the Young Avengers, but I would like to just get like some more lines. Do we even get his name in his first appearance? I don't think so. So yeah, just like a little bit more with Isaiah, and a little bit more like with Eli doing something, and maybe Eli, like, I don't know, like he just throws a basketball and it goes like a little too far. Something that shows that he also is enhanced. Yeah, I'd like, before the end of the show, not necessarily like next episode, but at some point in the next 2 episodes, I'd like to see Eli actually get named and just have some little smidgen of a hint that he's got powers as well. Okay, well, that's all my thoughts on today. I really enjoyed this episode. I'm really happy that they improved on the things, specifically in regards to the writing for Sam. That they improved on all the things I really was not liking last week. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. If you enjoyed watching this, thank you very much. Please like and subscribe if you don't want to do that, but you watched all the way to the end of this video. Thank you, I still appreciate you. You can follow me on Twitter at LeahSeesMovies, and I'll see you next time. Peace!